already.
Do you believe in these things? I believed in it.
Excuse me, chat. But yeah, I'm officially live.
Excuse me, chat. Wait, I'm officially live.
What's it called? Not gonna necessarily be live for long because 12 something or whenever my stepmom occurs home from work overall, I'm gonna consider heading to bed. But yo, what's good, chat? How y'all feeling today? I'm feeling blessed. Back with more of me playing GT5 director mode, obviously. Now, I'm quite used to mentioning director mode. I mean, I'm used to mentioning online. It just takes it, excuse me. It just takes quite a while for me to process. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping I never get sick. Like overall, because September is typically that month, and then when it's like March or May, ooh, I hate it. It's not necessarily a sickness; it's a minor sickness, and people think, oh, you have allergy or you have the cold. No. Excuse me, chat, but no. And it's not necessarily autumn until next week, so I actually got sick since like the 15th, I'm pretty sure. Right? 15th, 19th. Excuse me. I'm just mentioning numbers that could have been a possibility, but 19th is not a possibility. I'm just mentioning it. But yeah, what was I gonna possibly mention is, but yeah, I was in a strip club in GT5 director mode. Yeah, not in it, but quite near it. Oh, for mentioning that, for taking the Lord name in vain, Lord God Almighty Jesus Christ in vain, you gain a death penalty, bitch. What's down there? I'm kidding, chat. She has. Whoa, hold up. Bro, imagine she doesn't necessarily have anything on under there. I'll be like, 5 and 6-year-old, close your eyes, you know? Nothing. It's nothing. Okay. And why am I mentioning 5 and 6? Because they're not aware of their mental maturity. They're not 7 plus. I've already mentioned my shit back on my recent live streams, like plenty of changes for exactly the year 2029 and plenty of changes for exactly the year 2035. Oh, the paramedics are pussies. You can't shoot one. Perfect. Well, murder is never meant to be perfect, because murder is a sin. I just mean like it's a perfect game. Did I pass him? Pretty sure I did in SE. Excuse me, chat. I hate Mika's build up. Cause remember when I was coming, I was like, ugh, like that sound. You know, I'm not gonna make that sound. That it's ugh. I hate it. Excuse me, chat. But anyway, yeah, as I was mentioning about the strip club, you know, like despite the age requirement laws being temporarily, like in terms of the motherfucking bitch ass current laws, like despite the age requirement laws being temporarily, like regardless of our chronological age and regardless of our mental maturity, yeah, I mean, especially the chronological ages I specifically mentioned was my recent life, yeah, I mean, like despite the age requirement laws being temporarily, like overall real shit. Oh man. But for a strip club, the perfect age I would possibly choose if I were to make plenty of changes for exactly 2035. He can't notice. Oh, he noticed because. Oh, what are we gonna do about it, huh, baby girl? Oh, I just hit her on the ass. Oh my gosh. But yeah, strip club. I would say like the age individuals have a wedding, sex, and a pregnancy, because strip club is typically like sexual entertainment, you know. But yeah, I was mentioning to my homie what adult conversation means. It just means like if you're mentally mature, like 7+ and beyond that, then like if you can handle the conversation, that's what it means. Like if I were to talk to my little brother, or excuse me, not my little brother. If I were to talk to someone and my little brother was quite near me, he wouldn't even understand what the person are mentioning. So you would mention this is an adult conversation, meaning like you aren't able to understand.
It's a wrap, bro. They're gone.
Excuse me, chat. But the way people misinterpret or misunderstand it or misunderstood it is they think like older individuals like me, well, because they would assume that because I'm 20 chronologically. Like I mentioned, they would assume that. That's why I'm gonna remove that 18+ thing, which I've already mentioned it. I ain't gonna mention that synonym. I've already mentioned my recent live stream and live streams that it's gonna be removed. So, excuse me, that was like 2 live streams ago. Not like 2 days. It's just 2 live streams overall. You know what I mean? Like, the owner dies as well. No, fuck you. You ain't running away. Oh, I hit the paramedic. But yeah, like 8+ or 7+. What age would I choose? I would say 7+. But then, like, what if an individual have to go through puberty? So,
Just fuck off, twat.
jeez. Damn, he was smiling. Alright, let's shoot him here. Let's see what the. Ooh. Is it a smile or? Let's turn around. Oh, it's not. Cause I changed. Apparently, I changed his facial features, like how it's gonna possibly be. Oh man. But yes, 8+. Right when puberty occurs, you know. Sweet chat. But for not but then. But for 2029 it would possibly be before 2035. It would possibly be like 13 or 12. Or 11. I'd say 11 or 12 for, you know, 2029. And then when it's exactly year 2035, it'll be like 8 or 10. I mean, I have to do research on when puberty actually occurs for both boys and girls. And that's the age I would have to choose. That's what I mean by perfect age, meaning what seems so perfect and wouldn't have to necessarily change. It'll be permanent for thousands of years until the world ends. But yeah, I've already mentioned, you know. But yeah, people thought that adult conversation means like, oh, younger individuals wouldn't necessarily understand. Only older individuals, you know, would have that conversation. No, 7+. Just means you gotta be mentally mature. I've already explained the meaning of the word adult. I explain it on my recent live stream, and that we're not gonna necessarily use a synonym. Well, not we. I'm not gonna necessarily use it. So when I mention the word adolescent, you all know what I'm specifically referring to. I mean? Like, regardless of our chronological age and regardless of our mental maturity. I mean? Like, despite the age of criminal lives being temporarily. I mean? Like, you know. Like, in terms of our motherfucking bitch-ass current law. Or, excuse me. Like, in terms of our motherfucking bitch-ass current laws. Like, despite the age of criminal laws being temporarily, like, regardless of our chronological age and regardless of our mental maturity. Especially the chronological ages, I specifically mentioned once in my recent live stream. I mean?
Not cool.
Whoop. You can't necessarily reload midair, so. Whoa, that was actually cool. Like, the way he stands up. See me, chat. Alrighty. 3 dead folks, apparently. Oh, piece of work. Hold on, let me watch this. Alrighty, but yeah, that's what I have to specifically mention about a strip club. If you were to, you know, strip club, nightclub, whatever. Um, excuse me. And what adult conversation means. Because if my kids were around, I'm gonna let them be around. Like when they're usually in living rooms and you have gatherings, just let your kids know. That's how they can understand how to have conversation like that, you know. Or I feel like it just means like the way you communicate, like how mentally mature you are. So just how you overall have the conversation, how you overall communicate. Yeah, I mean, like. Fuck, man. Come on, man. Took quite for me to process, chat. Like, you can't necessarily reload while mid-air, you know what I mean? Jeez. My guy got plenty of muscles. That's actually another point why I don't necessarily want to have tattoos either. Cause like, bruh. Apparently I shot her there. That was a clean shot as well. You remember the one I had towards that black girl? Not necessarily being racist. Well, chat, you're just mentioning the race. You're not like necessarily being racist. Bro, that was clean though. Man. It's cooling my brain. I never get tired. But I've been sleeping in my living room. You actually notice, like, I've been sleeping on my stream, like, sometime. I don't necessarily like it. Y'all don't necessarily want to witness it, you know? Y'all gotta, like, do your research on, like, the pattern for me. It's gonna take a while for me to process what I'm specifically referring to, you know? I'm pretty sure it's simply because of my stress and anxiety, which is specifically associated with my rare specific type of mental trauma. Which is very rare and very temporary and overall very decreased, like very decreased. Overall, yeah, I mean. Hold on, give me a minute, chat. I'm back. I had to think of something personal, like real quick, real shit. Hold on, I'm doing something for quite a bit. Alright, chat. Be sure to skip to the part where I'm not necessarily AFK. Yeah, I mean, chat. And if I have to end my stream, then it's all good. Like, if she's here, and I'll possibly do like a quick outro, or I'll just end it. So if I have to end it, then you know, I'm pretty sure you know the outro. So you overall know what I'm specifically referring to. So anyway, now I gotta watch WWE Friday Night SmackDown, so I gotta finish that shit. And I'm heading to Urban Air later today. Well, yeah, because it's gonna be 12, so might as well use the term later today. Oh yeah, before I actually go AFK, and if my stepmom does occur home, because it's gonna be quite a big talk. Anyway, like, you know, in terms of my great speech, great speech / free speech. Anyway, excuse me, great talk / free speech. You know, they're the synonym. They're synonym. They're the same. They mean exactly the same. Anyway, people are like, is it wrong to play with younger girls or guys, or just, you know, younger individuals? Which y'all know what I'm specifically referring to when I use that term. No, it's not. I mean, relationship-wise, possibly for now, like in terms of the motherfucking bitch-ass current laws, like, you know, despite the age requirement laws being temporarily, like, regardless of our chronological age and regardless of our mental maturity, yeah, I mean, especially the chronological ages I specifically mentioned within this recent live stream. Or within my recent live stream, yeah, I mean, like, despite the age requirement laws being temporarily. But yeah, it's not necessarily wrong. Like, I could play with a 6-year-old, or 7-year-old, or 8-year-old, or 9-year-old, or 10-year-old, 11-year-old, whatever, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old. But usually there's, like, younger girls. Like, that's the place where you just meet up as a friend. Like, you head there and then you hang out with them as a friend. Like, for majority of individuals, they may not necessarily know who they truly are. For me, it would take quite a while for me to process, but overall, I'm overall easy to read individuals, and they will find it very difficult to read me overall. Yeah, I mean, like, trust me. Especially my instructor that overall wanted me to overall be within an internship, like in terms of this program that overall involves being an internship, had a difficult time reading me. Which her name is Christy, but obviously YouTube's gonna keep it private what I specifically mentioned, yeah, I mean. But anyway, yeah, at Urban Air I may play with a couple girls and boys, because like I mentioned, relationship-wise, it's unfortunate to be with a younger girl. like those who are temporarily, physically a kid slash child within their mortal body. That's what I'm referring to. Or if they are, temporarily, physically an adolescent within their mortal body. Like 10 plus, but younger. Like I would say like 10, 11, 12. Like preteen and then teenagers like 13, 14, 15, whatever age. But when it comes to being friends and this is just friendship chat. Like despite the age requirement laws being temporarily, I mean, like regardless of our chronological age or regardless of our mental maturity, I mean, especially the chronological ages I specifically mentioned was in my recent live stream, I mean, I would say like younger girls, like kids, as a friend, because you get to experience that youth, that very younger youth type, but as friends for me, not necessarily the relationship shit, because but because I have a girl, I have two girls, I have two chicks. I'm sure y'all don't necessarily mind. It's like I'm gonna be double fucking. I love to double fuck. I love to triple fuck when it comes to friends with benefits, or quadruple fucks. Who knows? Those who are 5 and 6, you'll know when you're like 7 or 8 or 9 or whenever your parents have to talk with you. Like even if you're beyond 7, like 8 or 9, like close to the age, but beyond it a bit, you would still have to have that talk. Your parents will have to have a talk with you. But when I mean by 5 or 6, usually the parents wouldn't have to talk with them because they wouldn't even know. People say start that age. I would recommend 7 plus. Just start early though. So right when they're 7, you can start within that age, or a bit older, like 8 or 9 or 10. But that's why I'm gonna be adopting 3 girls. That's why I want to adopt all preteens. So I have to deal with some teens in my house. Well, there's teens, but they're preteen, meaning before the big phase. Oh, I have to deal with some mood swings. I gotta see what it's like to deal with a teenager or a preteen, but a tween, however you want to use that term. That is not a human state. That's just a phase within puberty. You start off as a tween, because typically a tween is when puberty occurs, but sometimes it's 8 or 9, or even earlier than 8, which it's rare, and I'm pretty sure my daughter does not want to start it, if you know what I mean, because the period and shit, and boys because they don't want to deal with their balls getting bigger. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get into the details, but scientifically speaking, I would have to mention that if I were a doctor to someone, so they would have to hear it. Would any of my viewers want to hear it? Some may not, but any boys out there would know. Anybody who's 8 plus, puberty wise, not maturity wise, like not mental maturity wise, puberty wise. That's what I mean by 8 plus or 10 plus. My 10 plus boys in here, y'all know what I mean by balls growing. You'll be like, I wish I could start it when I was like that age, not this. Like you'll be like that. If my son Zach, that is what I want to name my biological son, if you were to start at 7, I would cry. Like this will be like, I'll be like, wow, it hit hard because I just cried because of that. Because I want him to just live life, Because puberty, that can be like later in life. I get it. I don't necessarily want to go through puberty, but I had to deal with hair growing in my body. I didn't care at the moment, but then people were like shocked. Like I was shocked too. I was like, wow, it's like something's growing on my body. Obviously it's hair. I knew it was hair, obviously, but I just never. Wanted it. That's why I want to just shave off my beard and my leg, because I trimmed it, but I don't like to trim. When you trim, it's just gonna grow back, or you would just have part of your beard on your face. It's not much skin. You just gotta press hard on your face, but then you'll feel the hair too, and it'll tickle. That's why when I look at my son, I'll be like, oh man, single C doesn't have to have a beard. Right when you grow it, right? Because plus when you grow it, it's cool in that term, even though Satan created the beards and facial hair. Like all the hair on your body, especially your face. Head, it's part of God who made you sway. That's your character. That's who you are. Your hair represents your nature, you know. But because like if you didn't have hair, you would just be bald. You'll look like you just got your body burned, like you just been through hell, like actually been in hell. But when you're in hell, your hair wouldn't burn off, like hair from your head and hair on your face, like your eyebrow and eyelash. That's what I'm referring to. I'm not referring to facial hair for boys. I mean, people say that girls can have it as well. No, they can grow a mustache, but that's just like how genetics are within the mortal body. So, as according to certain biblical series, aka the Holy Bible, like what it mentions to God and my Jesus Christ. But yeah, even God and my Jesus Christ doesn't have a beard. People think he still has. Like after he rose from the dead, no, he didn't. He did not have a beard. People knew that this is what youth looks like, and he looked young, like that child feature. That's who we're meant to be. And yo, is good, Jesse. How are you feeling, brother? One of my employees, or excuse me, coworkers, not employees. Your employer, excuse me, that's like if you're the boss. I'm not the boss. But my coworker, which I'm gonna potentially work there, so that's why I'm gonna refer to my coworker. He is subscribed to me as well. And yeah, I had 511 sub. He was like, oh, I was like 511. I was like, oh, seems like I lost one. Man, when I'm busy, whenever I mention I'm busy and I don't when I don't go live, people, and when I mean by excuse me, meaning like my stuttering, which my stress and anxiety is specifically social with that, which that, well, my stutter is actually specifically associated with my stress and anxiety, which that is specifically associated with my traumatic situation. You know what I mean? But what was I gonna mention? It's actually specifically associated with my stress and anxiety, which that is specific. If you're the boss, I'm not the boss. But yeah, if I'm busy, just I'll ensure like there's a whole point why I'm busy, you know. But yeah, anyway, that is like why I don't want people to occur. But yeah, I have to deal with some tweens in my household. Great. Actually, I don't mind it. But yeah, like I mentioned, to have to talk with your kid, like, um, but yeah, like I mentioned, and I'm gonna be a doctor as well, so I'm gonna be looking at a lot of you know what for boys and girls, so you know, I'm not gonna say the word because it wouldn't seem appropriate. I mean, yeah, I've mentioned the word, but it wouldn't seem appropriate in that term because, like, looking at little girl, you know, sexually, yeah, that's what I mean. But I'm not gonna look at it sexually. I'm gonna look at it in a medical perspective. But if I say, for example, look at little girls' pussies, like, you can't use that because that is considered sexual, and that the word pussy obviously means like you're using it sexually. You're not just using the word vagina, you know. And YouTube doesn't necessarily mind if I use those words as long if I'm being appropriate to younger audiences. Because you know, in terms of current law, like you know, in terms of the motherfucking bitch ass current laws, you know, just you know, because it hasn't necessarily changed. Obviously, because I'm not the vice president or the president or the House of Speaker or or the federal leader of the senators or Senate, whatever, of the United States. But yeah, in terms of the motherfucking bitch ass current laws, like despite the age requirement laws being temporarily, like regardless of her chronological age and regardless of her mental maturity, especially the chronological ages I specifically mentioned was in my recent life. Yeah, I mean, like what's it called? Yeah, despite the age requirement laws being temporarily, but yeah, I would just say like look at the you know what, because Why would he do that, you know? Not like nowadays, because, you know, it hasn't changed. You know? So in my medical's perspective, that's what I would use. Just the you know what for boys and girls. But anyway, hold on, let me see where I left off. In my medical's perspective, that's what I would use. Just the you know. The big phase. Oh, I have to deal with some mood swings. I gotta like see what it's like to deal with a teenager or a preteen, but you know, between however you want to. Typically speaking, I would have to mention that if I were a doctor to someone, so they'll have to they would have to hear it. Would any of my viewers want to hear it? Some may not, but any boy. That is not a human stage. That's just a phase within puberty. You start off as a tween, because typically a tween is when puberty occurs, but sometimes it's 8 or 9, or even earlier than 8. Remembering when you play Jesus character in director mode. Could you possibly repeat the chat again? My bad. I only read half of it. You're able to copy it. Could you possibly repeat again? Is this rapid or? Quite curious, because I'm pretty sure he was the one who witnessed me playing as Jesus. Could you possibly repeat that chat again, like exactly what you mentioned? I was quite curious if you had a concern or whatever overall. But overall, if you're a doctor and you are like, let's say me as a doctor in the future, in our generation, don't use that word when you're streaming. Just say you know what. They'll know you're using it in medical terms. But yeah, could you repeat that chat again? My bad. And plus, I don't necessarily want my younger audience to be uncomfortable if I say it like that. So they'll be like, okay, you're doing it in terms of the medical perspective. So I want him to repeat the chat again because I'm playing on PS5 and I can't go back because I'm not able to have access to my account, unfortunately. Remember when you played as a Jesus character in director mode and acted like... Are you referring to like I was playing as God of my Jesus Christ, but instead of me being all righteous, or excuse me, was all righteous, like is all righteous, excuse me, but punished all the sinners? Is that what you're referring to? Lovely. I love bright light. It's dim, you know. Oh, yeah, I remembered. Is this rapid? I'm quite curious. Pretty sure I recognize that YouTube channel name you're, you know. But man, I don't necessarily have much people to like chat on my stream. I used to have plenty. Well, if I have plenty, they're gonna be haters. One of them is Hardy Fan, and I can't forgive that person. I ain't gonna mention it because, you know, my stress and anxiety, which is specifically associated with my traumatic situation. I already mentioned, like, the exact name of it. What up, though? It's, like, see what it's like to deal with a teenager. Or, you'll know when you're, like, 7 or 8 or 9 or 0. Because I have a girl, I have 2 girls. I have two chicks. Well, it has nothing to do with what I did. It's more like they like to be arrogant, you know. Is this rapid? I'm quite... Ooh, excuse me, I spit myself. Are you rapid, though? I'm quite curious, because I'm pretty sure you were the one who witnessed me playing as Jesus. Unless it was someone that it's been quite a while for that person to join, and, you know. Because they're busy, you know. Not because I don't stream much. I stream, like, typically every day. But when I'm busy at work, I can't... I would love to stream, but my head hurts because, like, you know, my stress and anxiety, which is specifically...
Excuse me for...
Okay, got you. I recognize the YouTube channel name, so... Welcome. I know I typically get excited if I... You know, but... It's been quite a while since you joined my stream, and, like, you know... Oh! And you noticed that I was back into playing Walking Dead. Well, thank goodness you're not one of those people who are like, why are you repeating that game again? I appreciate it. Because people gotta realize there's reasons. Like, does people not know Dom the Bomb? He repeated his Walking Dead or other gameplays. Like, geez, can people not be haters? And plus, one of my coworkers, he mentioned that if you're not having any haters, then what you're doing is wrong. And if you have haters, then what you're doing is right. And they're just envious / jealous and arrogant because they want to act like they're better than you. When you're arrogant, you're never better than that person. You just want to act like you are, but, you know. But yeah, my stress and anxiety is specifically associated with my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very rare and very temporary and overall very decreased, like very decreased overall. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, overall, again, chat, my stress and anxiety, it's specifically associated with my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very rare and very temporary. And overall very decreased, like very decreased overall. Yeah, I mean. Pretty sure you may know the one who's here, but if not, then hey, you got the answer of what I have. But yeah, that's because I've been sleeping in my living room, and you may have noticed, some of you all, that I was sleeping on my recliner. That's what I said at my dad's place and my mom's place. But the way I sit at my mom's place, I like bend my body, and I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable. But at my dad's place, I just sit sleeping. They have PTSD, I'm pretty sure. That's why they're all freaking out. But anyway, how you been, bruh? Just FYI, I'm playing Walking Dead Season 4 on Sunday. If you haven't seen a gameplay the last time when I played it, like, when I was actually playing the gameplay or playthrough, then you're blessed. You get to witness it. Unless you have, actually. No, you have. You have, actually. I remember you joined my stream. And actually do recognize that name. I could have got excited, but wasn't disrespecting. It's just that, you know.
Holy shit! Fuck me!
Right? Uppercut. Y'all saying that people in GTA 6, like the NPCs, will have PTSD, where like they won't have to care if people aim a gun? 'Cause I'm pretty sure GTA 4 didn't have that, which I hate GTA 4. I love the storyline, I love it, but I didn't like the graphics and all that. I just love something new. Hey, you're not necessarily arrogant. Even God on my Juice Quest would agree, because he wants you to be more advanced and not lazy. He wants you to be hardworking, humble, and I'm not putting in order. So he wants to be hardworking, humble, generous, not greedy, and loving. Meaning you're not lustful. You're just working the company, showing love and not lust. But anyway, hold on. Let me see where I left off. Sure, y'all don't mess with mine. It's like I'm gonna be double fucking. I love to double fuck. And this is just friendship chat. Like, I would say like young. You mentioned that they're gonna remain in your house. Interesting. Okay, wait, what's your name again? Because I'm pretty sure you mentioned your actual name. I'm pretty sure. Like, when I think of your YouTube channel name, I'm like, like, I remember you may have mentioned your name or something. I'm quite curious. Like, you know, it's gonna take a while for me to process. Oh, okay. Okay, I figure you haven't. What exactly is your name? If you don't necessarily mind me asking. And Ace, considering the fact you're here, there's something I want to mention as well, because I mentioned shit and not plenty of people join, so they don't have to hear what I mention. It's like I'm giving free speech with no humans on this planet. It's like I'm talking to myself, you know? That's what it feels like whenever I stream. Like nobody joins and they don't have to add their... It's like you're running for president, but nobody joins, you know? If I say, for example, look at... Oh, I got you. I mean, the chat is private. YouTube have that feature, so if you mention it, nobody would know if my stream is like if I end my stream, they wouldn't see the chat. But if you don't want to mention it because me knowing it, or like mention your name or whatever, then I understand. So I respect it. I respect that. Yeah, I actually never asked you for your name, so it's all good. It just took a while for me to process to whether you mentioned it or not, so I figure you didn't. Plus, I'd understand you're not saying that I'm the type of person to steal your identity. You just don't want certain people to steal it. Because even if you mention the chat, you never know. People can possibly hack in the chat, even though it won't show the chat when I end the stream. And yeah, there's certain reasons. And hey, just because I mentioned the chat, like anybody, doesn't mean you have to like copy that person. The one who's in here, he has his rights to mention his name or not, because there's certain reasons for his own sake. If you mention because of Jane, I'm gonna be pissed. Jane is my favorite. I get it, she made a mistake, but I'm gonna stand by what I love and believe. And my beliefs are facts, so they're not even opinions. Is it because of Jane, or and hey, can you write the sentence quite short and sweet? Because on the PS5 when you stream, it like takes takes away plenty of room. It'll have add that dot 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 in the end, like three dots, meaning like the sentence is gonna continue. Can you like mention half of the part where I didn't read? If you don't necessarily mind, just copy that part and then. Ah, you're a, you're a loving fan to me. You're not a hater. Well, obviously you're not. Could have possibly been better if Duck was in it, if you know what I mean. Hmm. Because kind of appeared. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, who knows? Hey, could you possibly repeat the chat again? Yeah, but people took her mistake for granted, so that's why they hated her. because she has PTSD and she didn't like the way Kenny acted.
Half of it. You're able to copy it. Could you possibly repeat again? Is this rapid or quite curious? Because I'm pretty sure I'll be like, wow, it hit hard because I just cried because of that. Because I want him to just live life, you know? Because puberty, that can be like later in life.
Or could you possibly repeat the chat again? I didn't pay attention. Could you make the chat a bit short? But yeah, y'all know what I specifically mentioned yet, so. But yeah, overall, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do at Irvin here. Like when I'm there. And if I don't make any friends there, it's all good, so. She didn't necessarily kill him. Clem had to, and plus, it's to end his, like, suffering, his mental suffering. South Park. Alright, well, possibly can end it here in quite a bit, so. I mean, she just wanted to prove a point, like, how he would act in certain circumstance, but she didn't mean to. She has PTSD, so. If she didn't necessarily had it, then she would have figured something out. Like something else to prove it. Yeah. I mean, if it were intentional and you didn't necessarily have any mental issues, then I'd understand. But anyway, chat, I'm gonna end it right here. If you want to see more of me playing GT5 Direct ML, be sure to leave a comment down below. Also, I'm gonna end it right here. Take it easy, chat. Anything else you wanna mention before I end it? Yeah, cause he would potentially turn. Yeah, I know what you mean. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna end it right here. Take it easy, chat. And we'll talk more about The Walking Dead tomorrow or whatever.